Good evening, everyone. Welcome. I stopped by just to spend some time with you guys and tell you what I have been up to and how I can help and what are the ways I'm designing to be of help to you guys. That's kind of, you know, what I do, right? So, having a good time, having done this retreat where I invited people to look at the bundle of habits that they were living with and how automatically or unconsciously they may be living and how they could look at all that and then retreat from them and devise newer awareness ways, wellness ways that they could cultivate and they could be peaceful, joyful, and happy inside. A lot of things are going geopolitically, economically, and a lot of insecurities for young people and others also. So there are so many calls asking me what would be the better way to really understand this and how to come out of the perceived tough times or real tough times. And so it looks like back in India, when I was growing up, it was like that uncertainty, anxious, and not sure that things are going to work out, and limited resources and all that. The prices, the market going up, all that was uh, how we grew up with, right? And but then there was a undercurrent of happiness and joy with festivals coming every so often, maybe once a month or something. And each one has festivities and celebrations that were beautiful. And people just forgot all these, uh, you know, negative times and all that. Okay. So it looked like it's all okay, everything, so, but it was not underlying. The people had to pay rent, people had to buy stuff and all that. But the psychological suffering was definitely much less, and more like a carefree attitude, more like a so many people are there to care for you. The societal feeling was a little closer there than here, right? Here is more loneliness, everybody for themselves, that kind of thing was there. But then lately, the political divisions are now much more acute. So I get to talk to people who have these underlying worries and illnesses and concerns and psychological suffering. Basically, suffering in so many forms come up. But if you are really aware of what is going on and really aware of what you are about, what you want to do, half the battle is won. Lots of it's not being aware, but being lost in thought, letting the thoughts aggravate your anxiety or your depression. That seems to be the problem. Okay, so however I talk, people are stuck in their own thoughts. And however much I bring it the present moment awareness and living like that and see how blissful that is, you see it life and you deal with it. That's how I go about it actually. So I have only this moment to deal with. I don't have to worry about everything else, right? So I travel light because I don't cling on to things. And uh, anyway, I that retreat when people attended, even a few people, they kind of gave me the feedback that some people are very excited about finding a nice path towards their spiritual goals and inner freedom and all that. They were very confident, excited, and all that. Whereas the people who said, "Oh, I have to settle down my money things first, and I don't have the time for the inner reality or recognizing anything like that, they kind of postponing this effort that they want to do for their own inner freedom and enlightenment. Okay, both are very valid positions. We are not here to judge them, but lots of times, if you can be stable inside, you will bring in the stability in your outward life. You will function better, your talents come out better, and you achieve a lot of things better that way. So we talked about that, and then I'm I have decided to continue those kind of retreats from the modern regular lifestyles to lifestyles that are more in tune with your nature, with your inner circadian rhythms, and with your perception oriented way of looking at things rather than thought oriented looking at things, right? So I will be doing once in a while, at least a few times a year, the and also I kind of started another activity which I'm going to do at least once a month. That is like a meet Dr. Rao on the weekend. The first one is going to be on February 1st. Okay. So that's where we're going to have 4 hours on a Sunday from morning, maybe 8 o'clock till noon. Okay. Well, we'll do each hour with some gap. You will be spending the time with me and you will be learning how to be well in so many ways. Okay. It's not just a lecture, it's more like a practical things that you do. How do you eat a meal? How do you sit down and calm your mind? How do you do breathing exercise, yoga? Suppose you have certain problems, how about you, what can you do? That is going to be introductory to lots of ways I kind of work with people, and many of them have reported remarkable progress. Few of them progress only a little bit progress, and very very few of them said the problem is the same. But they have to do them, though. That's one thing they admitted. They just listen, but they are not insisting to do it every day. Okay, the yoga asanas are like that. Okay, but then some people came up with heavy mental load, and they reported significant improvement in being light with whatever they're dealing with, whatever they are thinking about, and all that. Okay, you become light in your head, basically. Not that you become dull or stupid or anything like that, but it's just that of heaviness that people carry, either because of the illnesses they have, or the circumstances they have, or the economic situation they have, or any number of things. They kind of carry a very heavy load in their mind. That is somehow kind of, they see the clarity, they see the uselessness of having like that, and then getting out of it and being in the lightness of being, right? So, in that spirit, some people with the chronic diseases, they come to be with me on a wellness club. I used to call, now it's called Proactive Wellness Club. That is meeting either in the morning or in the evening, according to the times. Some of the Indian people come in the evening, and so that is morning for them. Some of the people here come in the morning, Western areas. People are there from England, Canada, and people who are there from America itself. So I enjoy doing that because that is really target oriented. They may come with a specific chronic disease, or they want to really slow down their thinking. They want to really sleeping better, things like that. And then they kind of spend an hour with me every day, either in the morning or in the evening, up to 20 days. That is only on the weekdays. Right? It has been going on for a few years. A few people come and they stay for a few months, and then they get very good instruction about how to do how to approach their illness, how to do the yoga, correct technical. Once they master it, once they are doing it home, they don't have to come to the club, But then the club has a proactive wellness group on the Facebook, and also they get to talk to me on Calendly, and they can talk to me on the webinars and other programs that I do. Okay, so that is something I'm trying to tell people that's going on. It's a daily life practice, mainly for calming yourself, energizing yourself, and developing the clarity. Okay, if you can do that, that is much good. So why this proactive wellness exists is something I think people like Sonia, and they were there for a long time. See, she was also leading a modern life like everybody else. Isn't it? So what we have from that is the crowding of the mind and draining the body. That is something that you people report a lot. So they have the endless notifications and packed schedules and the constant pull of responsibility. They lose touch with the quiet rhythm that sustains us. See, most people don't lack knowledge about wellness, they lack the rhythm. Say they know what helps, but haven't found a way to make it consistent. Some of the people here on the Noom Vibe, they do. They have the programs and they do. That's good. But the missing piece isn't more information. It's living, breathing, daily practice. That depends on the individual and also the teachers who are motivating them. I want to motivate not just the members of this club or anything else, but more like general public, all the public around the world, to know that they could do some things proactively to keep their wellness going, to keep them well for long, in joyous time. Okay. So wellness becomes sustainable when it becomes a daily practice, not occasional, not when things get bad. That's when they usually call us. Okay. But woven into the fabric of our mornings and grounding us before the day begins to pull you to in every direction. Usually, that's what happens to a lot of people. Okay, I kind of do the morning routine, which is well attended, and people hopefully they are doing it. So, but on this proactive wellness club, I get to see them that they are doing this. Uh, uh, this in front of me, and then I could correct them, their posture, the way of doing everything. Okay, they're because live Zoom sessions. Okay, every weekday morning, 1 full hour, sometimes in the evening, according to people who are coming from different countries, different states. Okay, and then it's a guided practice. It's a real time presence and support, and also as I do the corrections gently as you go, that helps a lot. Okay? Say this is more like a consistent start, a steady beginning that anchors you your entire day. Okay, so we meet the morning together, meeting the morning together, not alone, not rushed, but with the intention and care. Okay, that's why I say proactive wellness club. Okay, and people are quite happy with that. So some people reported to me that they really have good results from it and they're happy. So that made me more obligated to do that all the time. So it's good for me to do that too. So I do. I enjoy the whole experience myself. I get to be in the present. I get to breathe deeply, and I also take everything equanimously and take all those qualities to whatever I do. I am, mostly working online on the Zoom, several calls, several consultations, several requests come through. Lately, I have given some days for on the Calendly too. People can talk to me for half an hour for free, and they have been coming to do that. And then they do tell me their problems, their illnesses, and my approach seems to make a difference for them. Okay, so I'm doing that. Then I also have this link tree, so where they can go and find my new websites and all that. The current website is bapal.io. Okay, bapal.io. That's what I'm using now. That will tell you about this proactive wellness and all. There are so many other things I do. I don't necessarily put it in there, but when I talk to them currently or on the morning or in my rooms, if they want a consult and all that, they just go to that bapal.io, and they'll be able to make their own arrangements. Okay, there are programs that they can join, or they can just look for me. So that is something that I really enjoy doing it, on a daily basis. That gives me right start for me also. Okay, so it's a favorite program for some people, and they don't miss it, and that makes me also be obligatory to that, right? Because people are really doing that. Okay, uh, so that is what is going on. There is a program for the uh, doctors. That is a ongoing thing. Sometimes I have some, sometimes I don't. But then basically, uh, informal consultations happen quite often from colleagues, colleagues. They must have heard about me, whatever. And then I do talk to them. I do offer them how to encounter stress on the job, because as a doctor, I am familiar with it, and also I know what's going on with the new technology, and that is a big problem for them. And that has improved quite a lot with the AI, though. So that is something I plan to take AI in healthcare formally, probably a big institute, and then we'll see how that goes. Okay. Um, so I'm enjoying the AI also because I'm learning. It's every time you learn, you enjoy that quite a bit. So that's going on. And also another program I like is NEW, Nurturing Elderly Wise People. This is for old people like Janet, but still functional. They're going around and they want to learn a lot. Okay, so those kind of things we do that too. So it's all a question of understanding what's going on with each one, right? So uh, the video and the proactive wellness matters because uh, this is not a recording which people pass and see it passively. It's a live practice where I can observe and guide all the people gently, only if you are comfortable. Okay, so small corrections they create a big long-term change. A shift in that alignment here, a deeper breath there, things like that. These adjustments are compounded over weeks and months also, sometimes into usually weeks, into transformation. So this approach brings us closer to real teaching, the kind you experience in a clinic or studio. Okay, so it's personal, it's responsive, and it's designed for your actual body and your actual life. Okay, so one of the biggest thing there is I see a lot of people with many chronic diseases, sometimes four or five, maybe at least two usually. Nervous system regulation is not there, and they get into anxiety, depression, all that. And stress reduction over time is promised but not realized in a lot of chronic diseases. And then they have no relationship with healing. They don't really know how body heals, and also they don't have the steadiness in the emotions. And we kind of give them good materials and instructions so they can go do it. Okay, people have a calmer mornings, better focus and energy, and less stress reactivity, and also more enjoyment in that. Okay, so weekdays, Monday through Friday, and live on Zoom, and 1 full hour. Okay, that is what usually does. This is before I start the morning routine for my friends. Okay, so anybody interested to join my Facebook Proactive Wellness, you can join there, and you can see some postings of mine. And sometimes I come live and talk to the members there, So all those things are working out better for the patients, or the people who have this complaint. Generally, people come to me not because they have a physical illness that's not responding to the treatment the doctor is giving. So that's when they come. I don't take them off that medication right away, but I kind of introduce them to holistic healthcare by themselves. And as they are more comfortable with it, it's making a difference for his health, then I take off the medications and all. But slowly, tapering way. So hopefully this kind of information also helps you. If you have any questions, you come up and tell me. I thought I will just mention this proactive wellness club. People who know, they come, but I don't know many people know about it. That's why I thought I should mention that here. The retreat went well. The feedback of the retreat also went well. That gave like a clear path towards, do you want to go and fix yourself inwardly first, and then outward life will improve, or you let your anxieties, all the inward disorder go on while trying to fix your life outwardly. Certainly, the second choice is not, you know, really good. I don't think so. I think you should fix your inner self first and then come out and work in the society. So, anybody has any comments or questions, you can come up and ask me. I'll be happy to answer that to you. I usually, in the afternoon, kind of, if somebody has a Calendly appointment, or some some of the team members have made it, I don't know, then I attend to them. Otherwise, I'm kind of free to enjoy myself. So today happened to be that kind of day. So I'm enjoying myself and also participating here. Okay. So the February thing that I was going to bring in, so you can find that at meetdrrao.org. You know, that's where you see it's a 4-hour program on the Sunday from morning 8 to noon. And we're going to do a lot of these wellness measures and all that I talk about proactively, what you can do. You can do them with me. That's the thing. You can do the yoga, you can do the pranayama, you can do the meditation, you can do the calming the mind, and you can also discuss some special questions and answers if you have, and things like that. Okay, so that will be more action packed for me and for the people who are coming there. And all through the 4 hours we will be there. This time instead of 6 hours over 2 days, which they found too much, I thought I will do only 4 days, 4 hours one day, and maybe some break in between, and also more of doing stuff this time. You will stretch and you will do the asanas and you will perfect asanas. I can take one asana and show you all the foundation for basic and medium and also intense part of that exercise, and so that you can get more out of it. But then yoga is not an instant gratification. You cannot get with one session. Okay, you may get familiar with the asana, but for the asana to work for you, the postures, the yoga postures, you got to do daily for several months and years sometimes. Okay, a lot of damage we do with our living livelihoods or lives as a whole. They're not really conducive to healing or helping you to be well for a long time, right? So I kind of make sure that people are really help themselves with that kind of thing that they can get used to and do what is called for office yoga. I teach this to entrepreneurs or doctors and nurses, or mm, maybe company leaders if they are in my program. basically allowing them to maintain the body better and really tune in the mind so that it won't be anxious or depressed, and really take care of that emotional turmoil that people do experience in modern working conditions these days. Okay, so that's about it. I just stopped for a short time, and I will be seeing you in other rooms and all that, but in the morning routine for sure. And hopefully, I could you could hear me yesterday. I put it on the iPad. There was a horrible noise, and people could not understand me. Okay, so I made sure that I'm doing from my iPhone today, and hopefully you have no disturbance. If it is, let me know. Okay. Otherwise, I have to listen to the recording afterwards and see whether it's recorded properly and people are able to understand what I'm talking about. Okay. So, last chance. Anybody wants to come up, they can come up. Otherwise, we can meet again tomorrow morning with our morning routine. Okay. That is done for the entrepreneurs to have a good inner resilience to handle the challenges of the work on a daily basis. That you should do every day. Actually, if you are working on Saturday, Sunday, I would recommend that you do in the morning and evening also. Okay. So thank you, and I will be seeing you again when I have time. Bye bye.